Hi guys, so welcome back to the second monthly update for my journey to become an AI entrepreneur. So for this month is quite a special month because for me, I completed my national service, so I have a lot of time on my hands. And even though I have a lot of time, I don't really slack a lot. I still put in the effort to do a lot of research, participate in a lot of workshops. So that's the one thing that I've been doing is to go to many of these like entrepreneurship workshops where I learn a lot from the trainers and also learn a lot from the participants who are mostly founders or business owners. And naturally I just got some connections with through the LinkedIn and did a lot of interviews with a lot of successful people that I really admire. So that is something that was what I've been doing for this month. So I'll just share some of the learning points that I've learned so far in this month. So one is about the cost, because I realized when working on my initial idea, Co-Living Connect, I did not really consider the cost at all because I wanted to do something got to do with AI, but I realized the the expenses that I have to consider for AI is quite a significant amount. And if you think about it, if I could just hire a lot of cheaper labor from overseas, it will be more viable and sustainable for my business. So that's something that I really consider. And that is aligned with what I learned about the business model canvas, because I realize it gives more structure in how I want to ideate my ideas, so that it covers every aspect in terms of from the cost and revenue structure to the demand side, the desirability aspect, and also covers the whether I'm capable of doing that. So that is what I've been working on. And also, second point that I've learned is to really think big, because I realize for my initial business idea is quite small. It's definitely just mainly focusing on Singapore as itself, and Singapore as you all know is a very small market. So I realized perhaps I should really think far, think big in terms of my market size, in terms of scaling to overseas. So that's something that I would definitely have to consider if I really want to make it big. And I do want to make it big. So that is something that it really opened my eyes about. And I realized um, because of AI, I perhaps need to take into account the laws and regulations. But I realize in Singapore, the laws and regulations is quite vague. It's not really enforced, I would say. But there's something that I'm still continuously learning. So moving on, I'll be sharing with you the projects that I've done so far. To be honest, actually this month I wanted to create like an AI WhatsApp chatbot, which I already figured that I don't really need to know a lot of coding. I would say I don't even need coding at all. I just need to spend a small amount for to use the software that uh be able to leverage on the open AI's API and it integrates into WhatsApp through a phone number. So one is I need to purchase some credits for the open AI. Secondly, I just need to buy a new phone number to use as my AI chatbot. So even though I did not actually do that, I am aware that that exists, and I realized that's not really a business idea to say. It's more of like a tool that I can use. Like I realized from speaking to a lot of founders and entrepreneurs, there's something called app fatigue. So basically, there's too many apps out there, and not many people are willing to really download another app. So I was thinking perhaps if I have some solid business idea and I want to integrate my service, some online service, it will be through a WhatsApp AI chatbot where you can just message that chatbot and get the get the value that you want from that. So that's something that I can consider doing. But the AI project that I've done is got to do with creating another GPT. Recently, I uploaded a GPT called Business Analyzer. So basically, I feed it all the knowledge that I've learned from all these workshops, from because they send me the slides and resources. So I incorporate all of what I've learned into the GPT, and also the books that I've read so far, like the Mom Test and the Lean Startup, which I talked about previously, into my GPT. So I feel this helps me speed up the process in researching companies, because right now my number one priority is to think of an idea, and because I decided to pivot away from my initial idea for Co-Living Connect, and that made me learn a lot actually, to because of the workshops and all the people that I've interviewed so far. That made me understand that I really need to pivot from this, so I did not really waste a lot of time, and it was actually a very valuable experience for me. So I'm quite grateful for that. But as of now, I'm still thinking of a solid, concrete business idea that I I think would be worthy to work on. That's all. And fortunately for me, I'm working with a few of my friends, and because we are participating in the competition, we have some idea, and I realize the industry that I really want to focus on is called prop tech or property tech, because I realize that I feel there's a lot of potential in there. Since I've already worked in somewhat of a property industry in terms of my initial idea, and also have a few connections with some uh, some entrepreneurs in the property industry in Singapore. So I feel I have a lot of support, I have a lot of resources, and right now I just need to identify a gap which I really want to capitalize on. Yeah, and so in terms of my GPT, I just need to search up the company's website and the GPT will just give me a full detailed report of the company. So that really helps me a lot and identifies the gaps which I can potentially leverage on. So next, I'll be talking about the books that I've been reading. So I've already finished reading the Lean Startup. Honestly, I've been quite a slow reader, but I will say that's an excuse because sometimes I also get distracted with like social media and stuff. So, but right now the book that I'm reading is called The Exit Strategy. The reason why I want to read that is because is a lot of the founders told me that you should really plan ahead, have some foresight, and you have to learn, you have to understand what is your plans to exit on and to sustain yourself in order to really get the most out of your investment into the business. So I feel that makes sense, especially if in the future perhaps I want to retire early, or depends on what I want to do in the future. I know that I've done all the financial reports and all the due diligence that I have to do in my company in the future, and then the exit process will be more smooth and quick process. So that's something that I am learning right now and I'm reading right now. Next, I'll just move on to my network. So I definitely have expanded my network. I've been interviewing a few property agents, interview a few entrepreneurs who are very helpful, and I'm really grateful for to give me a lot of advice in terms of their experience in the industry. So, and also I've been participating in a few conventions this month. One notable one is called Switch, which is a tech convention, and that one I just walk around with my friends and listen to all the pitches, which really was inspiring to me because there were quite a few young people around my age who are pitching in front of everyone, and I really hope to be there one day. And I also went to the FinTech Festival where I see a lot of companies, and I just ask around about what they do, especially if it's a company that got to do with AI. Yeah, so moving on, I'll be talking about my internships. So for internships and jobs, like the previous video, I said that I didn't want to do any internships and focus on my competition, but I realized perhaps I'll change my decision, and I've been applying to many internships because I realized I really need some work experience. I can't say, it'll be too arrogant to say that I know what to do and start a business straight off the bat without any proper guidance or structure or work experience, because I myself don't have a structure that I know that will work or got to do with working with people in the workforce. So that's something that I feel I should really learn, and it'll also speed up the process for me because I'm not really a theory kind of guy. I learn much better if I make the mistakes, fail, trial and error, get my hands dirty, and that's where I believe I can speed up my rate of learning, which is what I want to do in order to succeed at a young age. So right now I've been applying to the non-tech internships because I feel that my strength is got to do with like the business development, sales and marketing aspect. And I am still deciding. I've been going to a few interviews and I'll see how it goes. Then lastly, for my business idea that I would be doing, so like I said at the start of the video, I decided to pivot from my initial idea called Co-Living Connect. I've learned a lot, and there were a few problems that I identified. Mainly is the market size and the cost and the viability for the cost structure. So because of those two aspects, I feel that I should pivot away from it into something that has less restrictions. So, but as of now, I'm focusing on the prop tech industry, doing a lot of research on it. I'm just brainstorming and ideating with my friends that I'm working with, and hopefully we can quickly validate an idea and have a head start in the competition, so that not only can we stand out in the competition, but also hopefully get meaningful connections with the international students. So that's something I'm really excited about. So yeah, for the overall experience of this month, I would say is not, yeah, I would say is not as bad because I have a lot of time on my hands and a lot of freedom. Perhaps sometimes I would openly admit that my discipline may waver here and there, where I use to I use the time that I spend on watching social media or wasting my time on watching some videos like movies and stuff, which I feel that even I'm still young and most people at my age are still relaxing actually, especially after national service. I decided not to travel overseas and really work on myself. So these are all excuses, and I really need to be more locked in, I would say. That was something that I openly admit. But I would also say that I've still been putting in consistent work, still working every single day, not only on this entrepreneurship aspect, but also in terms of building myself physically, because I'm participating in the marathons quite soon. So that has been quite a challenge for me. But other than that, overall, it's been quite a nice experience where I can do whatever I want, do my research, stay at home, go connect with other people, and really just learn and absorb what people have to say. But I'll say that this is not sustainable. I have to do something more hands-on, and that's where my internships will come in play, which will start in January. So for next month, I'll be generally just participating in my competitions. I participated in two competitions. One is the Youth Founders Summit. Second one is a hackathon by SUTD. So I'm quite excited for that week. It's all in the same week. And other than that, yeah, that's what that's the update for this month and what I'm gonna do next month. So thanks for listening. Hopefully I can achieve more and achieve greater things for next month. And yeah, see you in the next month.